Woo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Are You Being Loved Up by You? So I just wanted to say thank you for coming. Thank you for being my audience tonight, listening in. I'm really excited because I've got my first mini podcast, and first person I'm going to be Jaclyn of Ndulge. First, I just want to let you know that it's a mini podcast because it's only going to be for about 15 or 20 minutes. So it's a little snippet. We're going to have 2 servers this week, one tonight and one again on Thursday, but I'll tell you more about that later. And I'm going to be interviewing individuals from all around the world. So stay tuned and be involved, and I can't wait for you to get involved. Now, you have the opportunity to make comments. There should be a StreamYard/Facebook link for you to make comments on, and then I'll be able to see it live while we're on the show. Or excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Or you can post in the Facebook group, and I'll respond afterwards, or we'll respond. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome Jaclyn. Hi, Jaclyn.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so looking forward to it.
Great. Bring it on. So I would love you to just tell the audience where you live and where you're from, if that's different or if it isn't.
Okay. I live in London, UK. I was raised between London and the Caribbean. So I have a sort of a blend of both sides, with the old hat on at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Great.
That's my foundation.
Some of our audience are not from the UK. So the name of the podcast is Are You Being Loved Up by You? Now, what does loved up mean to you?
Are we allowed to say that on here?
Yeah, it's after 9. Well, it will be after 9. It's after 9 in some time zone.
No, seriously. To me, loved up is all about basically loving yourself to start with. Loving your whole being, your flaws, your perceptions about life and how it shapes you, your characteristic, and just being at one with yourself. And through that, things of lifestyle and everything like that just becomes more simple, more easier to handle. So when I like the saying, being loved up for me, being loved up for me is all about pampering myself. And I'm really not fussed if anybody says, oh, no, I haven't got time for that. Yeah, get it down. And people are like, oh, no, I haven't got time for that. I've got time for that.
All right, I love that.
5 minutes. I don't care if it's half an hour. I prefer 3 hours. But,
Well, we're going to come back to that. But this is a little warmer upper, although I think you're warmed up already. When did we meet? Do you remember where we met?
Many moons ago. No. We met at a networking meeting. And we still sort of get together quite often. And it was through the beautiful Eva Dalgetti, who sort of now hosts and sort of runs networking groups, which we're a part of. Quite a while back now.
Wonderful. Thanks for that reminder. So, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I just wanted you to tell the audience a little bit about your passion, which is your own product called Ndulge. Can you just briefly tell us a little bit about what that is and why you're passionate about it?
I promise to be brief. I promise. Yes. Let's start with Ndulge is a handmade natural skincare remedy. I have actually been running it now for 13 years.
Okay.
And the first thing that I started out with was soaps. Let's see if we can see them here.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight I'm showing goat's milk soap. All right, very, very popular amongst those who have dry, sensitive skin, such as eczema, psoriasis, acne, or even dermatitis. It really, really helps them to sort of soothe and build a fresh layer. Yeah, so it helps them trap the moisture and help to get rid of the rash and the itchiness and things like that. On top of that, obviously, I always say if you're using a soap, you don't just then want to go back to a cream, any cream. So I've also created, if I've got it right in the camera, I can't even
really see it, but yeah, that's better.
That's the goat's milk cream. Okay. And so you would use that afterwards. And even before that, if you, like me, love pampering and sparring and everything like that, I've made a goat's milk with lavender powder, bath powder, soft enough and soothing enough for a baby's skin. And that's here in a 200, I know, ml. Or you can use a salt scrub. Sorry, the camera. Yeah. You can use a salt scrub, body salt scrub made with Epsom salts and Dead Sea salt, and blended. This one's blended with lavender. So that's the basis of the bestsellers in my business. And I'm online. I sell through Amazon and things like that. And my passion stems.
All right, you don't have to plug yourself yet. You don't have to plug yourself yet. We're gonna do the plugging. Don't worry. Let's stick to the script, okay? We'll get back to that. Don't worry. I actually have asked Eva, who's sort of our engineer tonight, to post that in the group. So we'll make sure that all your handles and everything are there, and everyone can find all your lunch of wonderful products. But speaking of passion, I wanted to touch on, self-awareness, self-love, and self-care, because right now many of us are in a difficult time. We're struggling. Some of us are struggling, some of us are finding opportunities, but this is a challenging time for most of us. And I wanted to know what you do for yourself when it comes to self-care and self-love, self-awareness. How do you apply that to Jaclyn?
Okay. Like many others, I try things and I fall off the wagon, as they so call it. But for many years, I've done meditation. And it is a thing that I have actually lost touch with. But I do remember how it made me feel at peace and at one. I have a journal as well, which I don't write in very often, but I find that when you start to put those words out onto paper, it sort of gives you a relief and you feel like you feel good within yourself. What I generally do now, though, is I love to just pamper myself at home because of the way the situation and everything is going on. I just, fill up my bath or something like that. And I have a nice sort of hot, steamy sort of room, and I can light a candle and I can just relax. And as I said, I could do 3 hours quite easily.
Yeah.
But I'm pampering myself, I'm cleaning the skin, and I'm just feeling good with myself. And I think that's the aim that I think a lot of people have to, or even they may have recognized it now, that they've got to take care of themselves first and foremost before you can then help somebody else.
Absolutely.
So, I just love pampering myself because I feel good. I feel clean, outer and inner of the body. And my mind also opens up to bigger spaces and bigger surroundings and things, and you become more alert. Your senses sort of open up, and especially when using things like essential oils and things, it brings you in tune with nature. But I mean, people may not like pampering, and I've always said, well, it doesn't mean to say that you can't do something else. So you may well have books that you've bought years ago or months ago, and you still haven't started to read them. And it's a way of training.
names. Go ahead.
It's a way of training your mind. Okay, you know what? I bought that book for a reason. Let me get it from the shelf and let me start reading it. And just focus and bring your mind into one with what you maybe what your soul desires. Really.
And listening to that internal that internal being that you sometimes ignore, that intuition, and knowing that, you know, I need to do something for me, and
Yeah.
let me not just think about it and push it aside. Let me do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
some,
you know, as I said, people do write, people read, people may do
absolutely.
puzzles. You know, it's all a matter of what you feel inside and what you want to do. It could be something that you've always wanted to try to do or wanted to learn, but you've never really gone forward and done it.
Yeah,
And now is a very good time to do that.
it's
Very
great.
good
It's
time.
great. And do you find during this COVID period, I didn't mean to mention the word, but during this time, that you're giving yourself more self-love or self-care or less? Or how would you compare what you've done before to now?
Um, I'm giving myself, I think I am giving myself a little bit more because I just do. It's to me that's just automatic for me. But I am giving myself. I'm more aware of things that I've wanted to do and I
Absolutely.
wasn't doing.
It's
So I'm
great.
sort of in a sense you could say polishing up.
Yeah,
Not just the skin, but everything. You know, like making sure I'm looking at my what I'm eating. You know,
right.
trying to make sure that I home it back in again and eat sensibly. It's about eating sensibly and trying to have a balanced sort of diet as much as possible, and things like that. Yeah. So, and I've maybe like a lot of women as well. I'm around the house, sort of saying, "I've got to clean this and I've got to do this," and we've got time to do it. We've got time to do it. But I think once I've done it as well, I feel that's another form of love. I feel happy with myself because I've done
Mm,
it.
that's right.
I've
Right.
done it. And then if like women or whoever they've got family around them, they feel good because they've done
Mm,
something, and you can reward yourself for that. You don't have to wait for someone else to
absolutely.
reward you. Yeah,
Absolutely. You don't
you
have to
can
wait for
reward yourself.
someone else to reward you. You can
Yeah,
reward yourself. That's
yeah. You give
really
yourself
important. Give yourself
self care,
permission to enjoy
and
yourself.
yeah, in return, self love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So be the one thing that you say to the audience about that they could do self-love and self-care. Just one thing that you'd like to share with them. You may have shared it already.
For them to
Can you
do
hear
this.
me? Yes, for them.
As I said, yeah, I have actually shared it already, but yeah, um, pick something that you've always wanted to do that you just put aside and you thought you've never had time to do something that you know that you feel that you will have satisfaction from. It doesn't have to be
Mm,
anybody else or anything at all like that. It's just something that you in your soul have always wanted to do. And
great.
with it, just take that and whatever you've achieved from it, feel happy within yourself. Feel happy. Self-care comes about in many forms. Self-love comes about in many forms. It's just through satisfaction of even giving but not looking to receive.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really, really true.
Yeah. So, you know, there's numerous things out here in the world that people want to do. Just pick one and don't bombard yourself to, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I've got to do this. Just the one thing and go for it.
It's great advice. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start to wrap this up because it is only a mini podcast, mini interview. And I just want to ask you this question. Um, Eleanor Roosevelt once said, comparison is the thief of joy. I'll repeat it again. She said that comparison is the thief of joy. So we don't want to talk about the negative, but if we were to talk about the positive, what would you liken yourself to? And it can be anything, it can be something tangible or intangible, because we're not comparing. So what would you liken yourself to?
I've always likened myself to a bird in flight.
Really?
I love, I love that feeling of freedom, of just soaring where I want to go, flying where I want to go. No obstacles, nothing in my way. Just being me and being free and loving who I am.
Yeah. Love
That's
that.
me. That's me.
Beautiful. I could see that visual of the bird just flying in and
Yeah.
just
Anyway,
feeling. I love that.
anywhere and everywhere in the world, and no
Wonderful.
obstacles whatsoever.
Aw. Well, Jaclyn, thank you so much for the gift of your time and sharing, your experience of self-love and self-care with the audience. And for me, I'd like to give you a gift. And today I'm offering you a gift of either a lemon essential oil from doTERRA or a wild orange essential oil from doTERRA. So let me know which one you like and I'll get that in the post to you.
I'm going with the wild orange.
Go on, girl. Get wild. Get wild. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. It was great to have you today. And who knows, I might have you back again. But thank you for being my first guest on my mini podcast series, Are You Being Loved Up by You?
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. And guys, thank you for joining us again. This was great. Again, if you have any comments, please put them below or please put them in the group here. I haven't really, I have seen some questions. Wow, I missed some questions here. I've got comments here from, let me just see. Wow, I'm really surprised. Somebody said they love that you were a bird in flight, so that's great. And someone else said the world is our oyster, freedom is our biggest gift. So I love that. And wow, I'm really blown away. I've got so many comments. I wasn't even watching. So I've got Eva saying hi, Joanna saying hi, Valerie, that's great. Someone saying go, Michelle. For some reason, your name's not coming up. Pampering yourself sounds wonderful, sounds fabulous. Somebody else said. Eva said, yes, that sounds great too. Other people are saying that they love pampering themselves. Can you tell it's my first time just catching up to this? Okay. Eva's posted for us on Amazon, the link for Indulge, it's just great. And Eva, if you get a chance, can you also add the link, please, for Jaclyn's website, etc. What else have we got here? Every time I apply cream on my body, I make it a ritual of self-pampering. I love that. I'm all about that. I'm all about the pampering with the creams and the oils. What else have we got here? Hi, Angela Preston. Welcome, welcome. This is wonderful. Somebody else said something about another favorite of mine is nourishing food. So that's good. Definitely self-love at its best. And it really is because you're nourishing from the inside out. And somebody else said you can never underestimate the power of a good cream. So that's true. That's true. I prioritize myself. What else? Thanks so much. This is great. How do you use essential oils in your self-care ritual? Well, unfortunately, I didn't have answer the question because I didn't realize that so many people were responding. But I would say that you can use it in a couple of ways. You can either inhale it, you can rub the oils on different points, maybe on your wrists, on your temples, depending on what the thing is that you need. And you can diffuse it, which is one of my favorite ways. So that's the beauty of the oils. And someone else said something really great. It's a great reminder that it doesn't take a lot to love ourselves. So that's great. Yeah. So that's it, guys. It was wonderful. I'm looking forward to bringing on my next guest on Thursday, this Thursday. It's a gentleman, so get ready. His name is Mark Wilson, and I'll be streaming him live from New York. So God willing and internet willing, we don't have any issues, but I'm really excited to have him come and talk about a different theme that you sign in next week. I keep saying next week, I'm so sorry, this Thursday, don't worry, I'll keep blasting it. So don't worry about what I'm saying, look at what you see. But yeah, it was great to have you all here. I'm so excited, so glad that you could join us. And yeah, be well, be joyful, be connected, and shine your light. Thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone.